Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from beautiful Costa Rica. Today's topic is going to be why your empathy triumphs. Think about that for a minute. If you like the content, please subscribe. So I'm going to jump right into it. First of all, if you're on the channel, most likely you are an empath, or you have a high level of empathy. And what empaths usually do is they are people that want other people to feel good. They want to lift people up. They want to contribute to the betterment of other individuals. And empathy is something, when you experience it, when you have it, you can, at times, you can feel the pulse of a room when you walk in the room. You can identify with individuals that you know or maybe you don't know. You can sense how they are. It is a superpower to be an empath. Now, I must, before I really jump into the video, I must let you know that if you are an empath, God bless you. If you're not, you're a human being, you're beautiful. We are all equal on this planet. We are all human beings. Having said that, empathy many times is put in a light of weakness, meaning people are afraid to share the fact that they are empathetic many times. Not always, but many times. And empathy is a badge of honor. It's something that's beautiful. And if you are empathetic and you can put yourself in someone else's shoes, it's a great feeling, especially when you can contribute to the betterment of humanity, meaning maybe you help your family, your friends, your neighbors, whomever. And if you're helping these people, my hope is they are healthy individuals. They're not toxic, narcissistic individuals, or that the relationships that you've built, that these are two-way relationships. But why your empathy triumphs is just this. It's because, like I mentioned, many people make fun of empaths. They think that we are weak. They think that we are just essentially too emotional. And that's not the truth. The truth of the matter is, when you have empathy, you actually can place yourself in another's position. And you can say, wow, I know what that's like. I understand. I resonate with that. Let me help you. Let me comfort you. Let me be there for you. What does the narcissist do? Remember, the narcissist feeds off of empathy. It's one of the ways that they get their dirty fangs ensnared into, because they sensed and or watched you and recognized that you are an empath, or that you have a high sense of empathy among all the other beautiful attributes that you possess. And they said, wow, this one I can really push. The reason why is because if they have a high level of empathy, or let's say you're an empath, then you will tolerate an awful lot until you don't. And when that bridge is crossed, or that line is crossed, which I'll jump into later, there's no turning back. Having said these things, the empath is a beautiful individual, because they want this place called Earth to be a better place. And they want people to excel. They don't want to take people down. They don't want to destroy. They want to create. And empathy is a superpower. If you've come through the narcissistic abuse cycle, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because your empathy was weaponized against you. Virtually each and every day you were with the narcissist, and my hope is you've exited the relationship, but every day you were with the relationship, with the narcissist, you were working for them, because you thought things would get better. You thought that you could get back to that euphoric stage. You thought that your empathy would actually be seen and recognized. Now, was it seen and recognized by the narcissist? Absolutely. What did the narcissist want to do? They wanted to extinguish your empathy. Perhaps they made fun of you, called you weak, said, why are you showing your emotions? No one cries. What are you doing? Are you a baby? Things like that. Because why? Because the narcissist is the opposite of an empath. Remember, the narcissist is an individual who wants to take and take and take, and when they're done, they want to take more. The empath is an individual, pre-narcissistic abusive education. They're a person that wants to give, and give to a fault. That's why many times, before you get the education on the narcissistic abusive cycle and or toxic individuals, the empath they fall into these traps many times, because they are perhaps a people pleaser. Perhaps they don't have boundaries. Perhaps they have low self-worth, or they don't see their own value. And perhaps they can't say the magic word no, and or they always or frequently say the magic word yes, I will help you. So the narcissist sensed this, they saw it, and they wanted to take it from you, which is, like I mentioned on the channel, they want to take your empathy and all of your resources, and they weaponize this against you. Now, when you were in the relationship, remember, you most likely experienced the love bomb / euphoric stage, then devaluation, then the ending of the relationship, whether you were discarded or you ended it yourself, or however it culminated. The point being is, post-narcissistic relationship, Why your empathy triumphs, it's for this reason, among many others. But the main reason is because you are putting yourself back together. You are healing, you are learning, you are growing, you are teaching if you can, you are becoming educated. In other words, this narcissistic relationship you experienced, it was an experience. It was just that. It was something you didn't sign up for because remember, when you got in the narcissistic relationship, you didn't even know what narcissism was. You just thought it was a word that people used on the planet. Oh, that person likes to look at themselves or take selfies. It's far from that. It goes so deep, and there are virtually limitless rabbit holes to explore on the topic of narcissism. But why your empathy triumphs is because when you exited the relationship, what did you do, or what are you doing? You're becoming awakened and aware. You're investing in yourself. You're maintaining, growing, and hearing and learning to build your boundaries. You're understanding that you are the priority, that you come first, second, and third. And you're putting the narcissist in the past. Now, most likely, the narcissist took an awful lot from you. I'm sure they did. Once you come through the fire and rise up through the ashes like a phoenix, you understand that this was an experience that you had to go through to get you to this point in time right here, right now. It's not, again, I reiterate, it's not something you wanted to experience, but when you met the narcissist, they were wearing a mask. They were manipulating you. They were portraying themselves as one person when in fact, they were somebody completely different. You didn't know what you were up against. You were in the narcissistic fog for a period of time. You were giving your resources to this person, believing that this person would change and that they would get back to that person you met when you were in that euphoric stage or the beginning of the relationship. None of that was true. What was true was the narcissist knew that they had control over you. They knew with your empathy that they would crush you. They knew that they would take, and continue to do so because one of two things would happen. Basically, one of three things would happen. One, they would discard you. That would end the relationship. Two, you would discover who they are and you would end it, which is very, very hard to do. But some of you have done it and some of you are doing it. Or number three, you would stay in the trance-like state, which is the narcissistic fog. And again, each and every day you're in that, you lose your identity, you lose your sense of self. You become nothing but an extension to the narcissist. And this is where the narcissist wants you. But that's not where you want to be because you are a shell of yourself. And that's no way to be living. But getting back on track, why your empathy triumphs, it's because when you do process everything and you're getting to that mountaintop, the pinnacle of indifference and understanding that this relationship was so toxic, it almost took you down for the count, but it didn't. And here you are on my channel and many others. And again, thank you very much for being here. This is where your empathy starts to rise up again. You start to understand that this person who was the narcissist or is the narcissist, they didn't benefit you. They never loved you. They didn't care about you. They didn't have empathy. But what they wanted was your empathy and they got it. But now they're gone because you've blocked them. You've gone no contact. You've removed them and all flying monkeys associated with them. Now your empathy comes out. And what you understand is now you can help yourself, those loved and trusted ones around you. You can make this planet called Earth a better place. If not now, when? This is when you've healed, by the way. It's when you're strong. It's when you've recovered and you're getting your cup full. That's when you're well on the healing path. But your empathy is a beautiful thing. It's meant to be shared with the world, with those that appreciate it and respect it and will reciprocate if they can. That's what empathy is all about. Empathy is about giving and not expecting to receive. Empathy is about trust. Empathy is about belief. Empathy is what you are made of. Empathy is something that not everybody has on the planet. And believe me, many people that make fun of empaths would love to be an empath. But guess what? They're not. And they would really like to be. That's why sometimes you hear people making fun of empaths because they put them down. Why? Because if you are an empath, you have emotions and you share and embrace your emotions. You experience them and you're not afraid to do so. You're not repressing your emotions. You're being authentic and genuine. That's what makes you you. That's beautiful. Many other people can't do that. They can't be authentic because why? Because they're living in the everyday fog, not the narcissistic fog. They're living in the everyday fog, which means they have the sheep mentality or the herd mentality. They're just doing what their neighbor's doing. They don't want to take a chance. They don't want to go out into the unknown. They don't want to experience life. What they want to do is put other people down. Other words like keyboard warriors, things like that. That's why I'm mentioning, if you are an empath, God bless you. Your empathy will always triumph. Now you may say, well, Andrew, the relationship just ended for me recently and I'm not feeling strong. And if that's the case, I get it. I understand. Perhaps it's been years and you still haven't properly healed. I understand that also. What both of these mean are that you still have, for the first one, it means you're just beginning your healing path. It's going to take time. And in time, you will heal when you understand that you are the priority and that you're going to have to go down the rabbit hole. You're probably going to have to heal some childhood wounds and understand this narcissistic relationship. You're certainly going to have to educate yourself on the topic of narcissism. And for another individual who perhaps hasn't healed after perhaps years, you're going to have to do the same thing, but you're going to have to understand that you really are going to have to put some time aside and process yourself and the relationship and really, really go down to the raw core of yourself. But your empathy will triumph in the end. Why? Because it's your nature. It's how you're built. It was taken from you for a period of time, or it was extinguished for a period of time. Now that you have the recognition and the awareness on the narcissistic abusive cycle, and if you've healed, let your empathy out there. Help people. Do the best you can. Better yourself. Like I mentioned so frequently, teach a class, take a class, read a book, write a book, travel, get out, exercise, carve new neural pathways in your brain. Embrace yourself. Keep this in mind. There are almost 8 billion people on the planet. We are all unique. We all have special gifts. We all have special attributes that make us what we are. No two people are alike, not even twins. They're not. They're similar, but they're not the exact same. And the way we think and feel and act is what makes us us. That's why I mentioned on the channel, where you place your attention is where you place your energy. And for the relationship that you are in with the narcissist, you gave them your attention. You gave the relationship your attention because you thought it would change. It didn't. It never would, and it can't, and it never will. Now for you, this is the time to flip the script and place that same attention, which is your energy, on yourself. And be yourself. Embrace yourself. Live your best life. Be proud of who you are. You've come through the fire, or you're coming through the fire. It takes an awfully strong person, a courageous individual, a person with valor, with determination, with recognition, with understanding, and with becoming awakened and aware to come through the narcissistic abusive cycle. And that's what you've done, or that's what you're doing. God bless you. So your empathy, why your empathy triumphs? Because there's no other way. It has to triumph. It's what makes you you. It's beautiful. Understand this message. You are stronger than you know. Take everything one day at a time. Live in the present moment. If you can, leave the past behind, but learn from it. If you can, don't dwell on the future, but understand it will happen. But live in the present moment, right here, right now. Guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from beautiful Costa Rica. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon. Stay true, stay blessed. Continue to become awakened and aware, and understand your empathy always will triumph. It will. If you're an empath, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You can't change your nature. Your nature is to be a kind, loving individual. Learn from the narcissistic relationship, heal, and then learn, grow, and teach, and help those loved and trusted ones around you, but mainly help yourself. So guys, no matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. God bless you. I love you. Have a great afternoon, and I will talk to you tomorrow. All right, enjoy. Bye-bye.